All right. Well, let's just do a little something like this. As you could hear, probably you could hear the EVE Online going in the background, just checking in. Oh yeah, drone durability level 5. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Let's see. All right, let's fiddle faddle with you for a moment. Whoa. I got sleepinger skin. I like that. I keep getting all these cool Liberation Games skins. Alright. So, this has been rolling through my mind for a few days, so I thought I would touch on a number of things. Alright, so one, Glenn Greenwald published an article. Glenn Greenwald tends to be on the far left, but he's very anti-war. And he's one of those people who doesn't really understand how much he helps the right, because he does his due diligence and he gets the information. So one of the things that came up is that Glenn Greenwald on posts on Twitter about all the FBI agents who leave the FBI and then work for Twitter. So because then suddenly this makes a whole lot of things click. Antifa recruits people for riots, and the Democrats and these various activist groups, especially I think there's something DC, I can't remember the name right at this very moment, but it's it was the people who literally assaulted the White House for days. That no forgiveness. Don't forget, no forgiveness. And that's the other part of this. Again, I'm going to start bringing this one up. Don't forget, never forgive them. Ever. Do not ever let any of this ever die. Ever. It'll never be water under the bridge. Ever. Make it hurt. Everyone on the right, GOP. If the GOP doesn't believe, you don't believe in making it hurt, just don't say a word. Leave it to men. Go and plant a garden. Go and knit. Go and do stitch some home sweet home. Go and do some macrame. Go and put on a pink polo, chump. And pleated chinos, because this is about vengeance. So it's now looking, if we really extrapolate this to where we see all the same pattern of activity, probably these FBI agents, all these fucking glow-in-the-darks and spooks are also over at Alphabet, and they're also over at Facebook/Meta, which is about to go under. Twitter as well. There's going to be layoffs because they're having their own problems. Now everybody's understanding really the real problem that they have. And the real problem that they have is now there's some kind of information network that helps the Democratic Party, and that they openly do so. And that at some point, some of this Russiagate stuff and Twitter knowing more about it than they want to act like, in one of these days that's going to come out. But anyway, what really matters is that it is a place where basically the FBI is more than able to see that all of these rioters were recruiting for the riots on Twitter. They had more than enough access, even Twitter itself had more than enough access to information that they should have been doing their due diligence. They should have been like, no, what we're seeing is definitely criminal in nature. These are people planning to gin up riots. These are accounts that do this. These accounts were on for years. They did this throughout the entire Trump administration, and no, Twitter didn't do shit about it. Because Twitter was in on it. And so, Alex Berenson gets reinstated, points out, yeah, I got reinstated, I won my case against Twitter. Turns out that whatever he was saying about COVID was accurate, and Twitter was not allowed to ban him according to their terms of service. And then he said now he can't discuss more about it. And when Elon Musk asked directly on Twitter, Elon Musk is talking to Alex Berenson, that Alex Berenson says that the federal government has some agreement with Twitter about COVID misinformation. So the government basically has secret agents in Twitter, and it tells Twitter what to do. So in no way, shape, or form, and this is entirely based on partisan political stances, completely and totally based on partisan political stances, because Alex Berenson won. He was correct. His criticism of what was being put out there about COVID and COVID policy, he was correct. So that's then the next thing is, so at this stage, all the purebloods, we were right. All the skeptics and purebloods, we were right. All of the rest of you were wrong. It means that you weren't as good at biology as a lot of us. We understood biology better than you. We understood what the math was really saying. Then there's the people who you were just coerced. It was just, no, you are in the intellectual elite, and you are going to lose your extremely valuable position, your extremely lucrative position, this position that only that a very small portion of human society would be able to get into, because you're a part of the intellectual elite. And you got fucked. Those of us on the bottom of the economic ladder, people are like, well, they didn't really care. They didn't really care. I really want to make sure this is understood. No. A large number of the people who are working, and I work with, I've actually asked around, there's a number of people, they can't get most vaccines. They are on the bottom of the economic ladder, and they happen to also have a general problem with various types of medicines, vaccines, highly allergic to things. They're all the correlated bottom of the ladder kind of things all come together there. But really, no one cares that they're vaccinated. You don't care. You will buy the fucking slop we make, and you'll eat it. You don't care if we're vaccinated or not. Not really. No, you don't. See, you like doing the mask, and you like doing, I got my shot and all this stuff. But you see, once it started to, you started looking even a little stupid. Once it started to become obvious that this was coercion, a whole lot of people suddenly didn't really give too much of a fuck. And now the beautiful part about this is because this is a liberal vote thing, we get to punish you liberals forever. We get to punish you. You shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have tried to make people do something they didn't want to do. It doesn't matter what you say now. It doesn't matter any of it. It doesn't matter, but abortion, blah, blah, blah. Pow. What did the five fingers say to the face? Slap. Shut up, ho. Shut up, little whore boy. Shut up, whore's son. Shut up, whore. Shut up, whore. Shut up, little whore's son. I don't give a fuck what you think. I just get to live with people who will agree to the law being enforced. You cross that county line, Here we enforce law, boy. So a lot of you're fucked. 7-Elevens and Starbucks are closing in major cities on the West Coast. You people are fucked. Look it up. They're having to close 7-Elevens and Starbucks. One of the most active 7-Elevens here in Lane County had to get shut down. One of the most active. Now, anybody who knows Lane County well enough, you'll be like, wait. You wouldn't happen to be talking about the one by that college. Yeah. The entire strip by the college. It's all gone. The only thing there is Roma. Those of you who know what I'm talking about, Roma's still there. I saw the owners. Well, the former owners. They passed it on. Passed it on to the next generation. God. This is so wild to see them after all these years. They're looking great. They're both looking great. The store's being run by, remember my nephew, Gordito? Gordito is running the shop now. That's the only thing left. And some places that have popped up over the last few years. I don't even think that, I think if I remember right, the Starbucks was converted to some kind of store, and now that's shut down. That whole strip. That whole fucking strip. Taylor's is now a coffee roaster. Couldn't even tell what it was doing. Like, it says open, but it's like, what do you do there? Is it a coffee shop? Like, what? Oh my God. You people are fucked. You fucked yourselves. And now we don't have to forgive you. Now we don't have to forget this or forgive you. Now you just turned a story about a 10-year-old being raped by an illegal immigrant, and you tried to turn it into a Roe v. Wade story. Poorly played. Very poorly played. Because apparently nobody filed anything saying that the girl was raped by an illegal immigrant. So this is a cover-up of an illegal immigrant raping somebody. So California, remember, you Democrats actively went out of your way to mock Katie Steinle and the efforts to deal with illegal immigrant criminals. And now you have Chicago, you have Seattle. They can't investigate rape. Remember, the only reason why they did anything about the homeless in the first place is because a pregnant woman almost got raped in City Hall. You people are fucked. And now we don't have to forgive you ever. And it's like this idea, like, there's this really crazy thing. I want people who are kind of Gen X, who've seen the boomers. There's some boomers who might think this. Some millennials might think this. Oh no. It's never going back to something. There's no normal it's going back to. No. Oh no. No. Oh, no. This is the beginning of a generational level of war. We're seeing that's obvious. And the beautiful part is, remember, I said this before, some of you might remember, the minute those boomers are in the ground, oh my God, you liberal pieces of shit, once those boomers are in the ground, you better find whatever you're going to pray to. Oh my God. Once these people, you can't just forcibly, you can't physical remove people. What does that even mean? Why do you guys keep talking up Pinochet? He was a bad man. He didn't depend upon the democratic process. There will be no forgiveness. So Glenn Greenwald exposed that what was going on with Twitter. Then Elon says, or Glenn Greenwald exposes this, then Alex Berenson says this, then Elon's like, fuck you. Fuck you, I'm not giving you money. No. Because Elon figured out what was going on. Wait a second, you supposedly gave me all this information. Access to all this information. And you're rife with fucking spooks and glow-in-the-darks. Right, you gave me access to everything. And you know, and now, and there, what's going to happen is, it doesn't matter, they're going to sue him. No. They're going to hold his balls and play with them exactly the way he tells them, as they pleasure him. To completion. The deal will be completed when they are done pleasuring Elon Musk. He will be happy. It will probably be written up like he had to. They dealt really hard with him and blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. And then the beautiful part is, remember, all these people who leave, Elon has every reason to then help the prosecution of them if they did anything criminal. That's the other part about this. It's great. See, and also, they're having to do all kinds of shit, because they're like, oh, he's buying us. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, we went and fucked with we did all kinds of things to try to get this so it's kosher and legal, and oh no, and now he's not going to buy it. Oh no, he's going to buy it. He's going to buy it at a distinct discount. Distinct discount. And remember, Facebook did everything it could to cover up blacks torturing a white autistic person, blacks just destroying and rioting and doing all the damage that black people do to things, because black people destroy things. Do you know anything about crime at all in the United States of America? You know that it's like insane. Like, black people just destroy things. Like, every day you can find footage of black people just ruining, destroying, and killing, and it's right there on people recording it, people doing it, recording it. Like, look at me destroy things. And the press, you know, you went out of your way to try to play with, you know, like, oh, this isn't happening and all this stuff, and it's like, no. So now we never get to, we just sit there, we get to, no, they're all commies. They're all oh, are you a little into sexual deviance? Right, yeah, no, you're full on. And the beautiful part is for this is that, and ladies, so many of you should just start really planning now to be alone for the rest of your life. If you're a liberal woman and you really you're on some fuck all that shit. You're like, you got like, no, you know, you got tats, you know, and I got crazy hair, I got tattoos, you know. Oh my God, you can't understand me, you can't handle this, you know. We get to never forgive you. Ever. You have to stop. And then you have to come and you'll like be like in sackcloth and be like, I have come from the darkness and I'm looking for food and shelter. Oh, you know, we put you through like the charity program and get you off all the drugs and delusions that you're on, you know, because that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be fucking mad. You don't even have 7-Elevens. You don't even have bodegas. You don't even have bodegas. I can't believe she didn't know the word for bodega. How doesn't an American who lives at this present time see the word bodega and know at least it bodega. I mean, at least, how doesn't she know that? Jill Biden, so elite and out of touch, she didn't even know the word bodega. That's like not knowing the word guacamole and being like, guac mole? Guacamole? Like, you'd be sitting there like, what this thing just say? It says right here something about a guacamole, you know. Top it with guacamole. What is that? You know, like, oh man, what a time to be alive, isn't it? And this is one of these where I get to just say, no, MGTOW up, hose down. MGTOW up, commies down. MGTOW up, modern women down. MGTOW up, Democrats down. Progressives down. Shit libs down. It's so much fun just to sit there and to be like, I can't believe they're setting themselves up to like this is amazing. Like the way that the Joe Biden thing, everything's stacking up with Twitter, and so now Biden has to again beg the Saudis for mercy. He has to beg the Saudis for mercy because he now is so obviously in the pocket of the communist Chinese and helping them and their energy markets and their country and all. This is just amazing. So we get, and now the beautiful part is soon you all are going to fuck up so bad. The Biden administration's going to fuck up so bad. Old people are going to die, and they're going to die in horrible ways, either of the cold or of the heat. Either of those, you will never, ever, oh my God. You won't even say your dad. You will literally be like, I stopped paying attention to politics. You're going to be one of those. You're going to have to fake it for years until you finally are just like, I don't ever tell anybody I'm a liberal, ever. I'm so afraid all the time that they'll just fucking string me up and bend the lamppost with my fat ass. After all those old people died, first of COVID, then there was all the raping and pillaging and destruction by the blacks, and then, there was then all the old people who died from cold and heat because we robbed them of energy. And then there was the short period of possible starvation coming. That one is good. The beauty of this, MGTOW. Food gets expensive. Who's most affected? I want, all I can afford is wine. I can't even, how am I supposed to feed my cat and myself? Tell the inanimate object now and then. No, it's not what you want it to do. There we go, that's a bit better. So, some of you are going to need something like this. At some point you're going to need get true to the game. True to the game. Look at that. Isn't she so pretty? Look at that. Let's see if I can get her on there. Isn't she so pretty? Look at that pretty girl. Yep. Pam. Oh, I love need. They're going to want. People are going to want a community. There's those of us, people like me, who come from a background of life not turning out exactly so good. But we can see that there is the good. We've been convinced that if there is evil, there's got to be a good. And not just a good, a greatness and a perfection. We've been slowly convinced more and more and more that it was always there. And that once you declare, I have witnessed something good, others come along and say, I bear your witness. Tell me more and I'll tell you more. We share our personal stories about our lives in relationship with the Creator. This has changed the right. The right has changed. Something very fraternal and kind has also occurred. People who are kind of damaged goods, embraced by those who have never even known, like, why would you have issues with people? Why would you have a chip on your shoulder? They never had that experience. But suddenly they hear from somebody who has had that experience and insight on evil. They're like, I didn't think of it that way. And then they offer you insight on the good. And you realize you are being saved. You are being thrown rope right there. You are being pulled into the boat by your brothers. You will not drown. They won't let you. Because you all are witnessing. I am in the water. Truly you are, brother. Let's haul you up out of it. And I feel bad in a way for people who are on the left. Like Nas said, to leave the savages and let the savages roam in the streets. That's what it feels like now. And I just don't want the young to keep going through this. I feel a great guilt. A burden of guilt. That it's going to become, that's come to this. I didn't see it until too late. Almost too late. It is not too late. He saves.